Hello, my name is Tyler Adams. I'm a kinesiology student here at UTEP. This is my partner, Eloy Perez. He's basically going to be demonstrating a bunch of stretches we can do in a normal office setting, basically in a normal workplace. Carpal tunnel is a big issue among business people. And when people are typing all day, it's important to make sure we stop and take these few stretches to avoid carpal tunnel. Carpal tunnel syndrome is basically described as when the median nerves are compressed, and this can lead to depression, sleepiness, fatigue, anything like that. So we want to make sure this problem is solved as best as we can during a normal office day. And so a few stretches that we're going to do, I'm going to have Eloy stand here, basically have his hands out. He's going to come up like this. He's going to go down. He's going to come down, keep his fists down and extended. He's going to come up. He's going to come up right here again, and you're just going to do this about 10 to 15 times just to warm up. So during the office, during the day, you're going to take a break, and you want to come and just move your hands down like this. This is basically working your flexors and extensors. How's it feel? You look pretty good?
Yeah, getting a good stretch.
All right. This is just a warm up, so do that about a few more times. All right, and then when you're done with that one, the next stretch we're gonna do, basically, we're gonna focus on the wrist right now. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna get his knuckles, he's gonna use his other hand, he's gonna push down, and this is basically gonna work all his extensors in his wrist. And he's gonna hold it there for about 10 seconds. And after that, he's gonna switch hands, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. How's that feel? Good?
Yeah, for the stretch.
And these you can do whenever you're typing. It's also important to make sure when we're typing, we're not typing up here. I mean, we're typing out here and not right here, because this is when all the carpal tunnel begins to develop, is when your forearm's right here and everything's working, you're not really stretching it out. So when he's typing, he also wants to make sure he has his arms extended. The next stretch we're gonna do, he's gonna have his shoulder up. He's gonna put it up like this. He's gonna use his other hand to pull back on his hand. And this is basically working all his flexors in his forearm. You want to make sure you don't pull too hard, but you want to feel the stretch. This is also a good stretch to do while taking a break. You're going to hold that for about 10 seconds, and then you're going to switch hands whenever you're ready. Okay, the next exercise that we're going to do, you're going to be using your index finger and your second finger. What you want to do is you want to stand up, you're going to hold it up, and you want to draw circles. If you start going counterclockwise, you're going to do that for about 10 seconds, and then you're going to rotate after the 10 seconds is over. You want to make sure you're not really using your forearm, and it's basically just your wrist, to focus on that wrist movement and warm up that wrist so it doesn't get too tight. And then you're going to switch hands. Is there a burn also a little bit?
Oh yeah, I can feel the burn.
That's good. And also because we have the shoulder up here, gravity kind of helps a little bit, or it makes it more challenging instead of having it down here. All right, the next one we're gonna do is basically the same as this one where you're holding it up, but instead we're gonna hold our shoulder out and we're gonna come down. And this is basically working all the extensors, stretching out that. You're gonna hold that one for about 10 seconds. And then you're gonna switch hands. As you can see, his attire is business attire. You don't need to be in any workout clothes to do these. It's basically very simple. You can be in any kind of clothes. Okay, that pretty much concludes the wrists. We're gonna move on to the fingers right now. What we're gonna do is he's gonna hold his hand out right here, and he's gonna go into a 5 and come out and slowly extend the fingers. He's gonna do that about 10 times, and he's gonna switch hands. Like I said, these exercises are very basic, but they are very important also. How those feel? Good?
I can feel the stretch in my hand.
Good. Alright, the next one we're gonna do involves the thumb. We're gonna get his hand. He's gonna put his thumb right here, and then he's gonna push down right here to stretch his thumb. As you can see here, I'll kind of get a little closer. You're just doing that right there, and you're feeling that stretch. Like I said, it's very simple. It doesn't take much. You can also be doing your work while you're doing this and just focusing on the stretches. Those feel good? All right, next one we're gonna do is also the thumb. You're gonna have your palm out medially, facing in. You're gonna hold your thumb and you're gonna pull it back. Not too far, but to where you feel that good stretch right there.
Feel it in this one.
It's good. And all these stretches you're all doing yourself, so you can control how far you want to go. And you could have someone doing them for you, but I mean, during the normal office day, we're always there right by ourselves, so we can just kind of hold them and do them ourselves. The next one we're going to do involves the palms facing this way. You're going to come under, and you're going to grab your thumb this way, holding it. You don't want to go too far where you're, pulling your thumb out, but you want to go to where you feel the stretch and pull it back. And this is also working the extensors in your thumb, stretching them out. Those feel pretty good?
Yeah. Good stretch.
Good. Alright, so right now we basically have stretched the fingers and the wrist, and next we're going to kind of move to the forearm. We have stretched the forearm also in the other ones. When you do a stretch, it normally just doesn't involve one muscle, but a whole group of muscles. And so basically the next one we're going to go to is, I call it the praying man. You basically just come right here, you come up, and you basically bring your elbows up to where you can feel a stretch in your in all your extensors and flexors in your forearm. So you want to come up there and hold it for about 15 seconds. That's also important. We are doing shoulders, forearms, wrist, finger extensions. This all includes carpal tunnel. But when we are in a business office setting all day, it's important to also stretch a few other things used when you're typing. This can also be the shoulder. What we can do is get his right hand. He's going to put it on his shoulder, and he's going to stretch this way, holding that for about 10 seconds. And you'll feel it in your neck, and you just want to loosen all that up. Because we know everything's attached to one another, so if everything's loose, it's going to work all together. Does feel good? And the next one we can do is going to be shrugs. This is going to work your traps. Basically, you could be sitting down or standing up with all these exercises. You could just come up right here and come down. He wants to do about 10 to 15 of these. It's also just to loosen up everything. So by practicing all these exercises every day, we can avoid carpal tunnel syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome is basically when the median nerve is blocked, and or it's compressed, and it's basically causing pain, weakness, fatigue during the business hours. And Americans all over the world are struggling with this, and just by doing these basic exercises every day, we can avoid that. One last exercise we're going to do is the one we did in the beginning. Basically, it was that warm up. We're going to come right here, come up, come down, make the fist, and come up. And do this about 10 times. I use this as a warm-up and cool-down for the carpal tunnel because you're basically using everything for this one. Flexors, down, extensors, up. Like I said, my name is Tyler Adams. This is my partner, Eloy Pettis, and this is how to stretch for carpal tunnel.